Hello and welcome to the first episode of my Infdev Hardcore series. This is a series in which I would like to beat Infdev in Hardcore. By beating Infdev I mean defeating the final boss. I don't think this series will be too long, but anyway, let's get in. So firstly I need to create a world in Hardcore, so I need to enable it. As for the other settings, I'm thinking 40-minute days, and I'm gonna set my world to hard. Here we are in a new world, so that means that I need to gather some resources to get started, and for that I need to first collect some rocks. To be exact, I need 12 of them, so that I can craft 3 pieces of cobblestone so that I can make a stone pickaxe. That's because there are no wooden tools in Infdev they were removed some time ago, which means that I need to make a stone pickaxe instead. Now that I have got 12 pieces of 12 rocks, I'm going to get some wood. And now I can just make a pickaxe. And I can use it to get myself some more cobblestone. Anyway, as you've noticed, I've explained the early progression. That's because I decided to make this series a bit of a guide in which I try to explain some things related to the progression of Infdev Plus. But anyway, now that I've got some cobblestone, I'm going to gather some more resources like coal so that I can make some torches and make myself a starter base. And for that I'm also going to need some wood, of course, for which it is best to cut down the apple trees, since their leaves have a chance to drop apples. I wasn't particularly lucky right now because I didn't get any apples, but maybe the next tree will give me some apples since I need food. As for where am I going to set up the base, I'm going to go in that direction because I believe there's a seasonal forest, which is a biome which houses one of the biome dungeon with a boss, which can give me quite some useful loot. Anyway, here you can see I've got some apples from an apple tree. And it seems that we've gotten lucky because there's a dungeon right here. However, I'm not going to conquer it yet because I'm not at all prepared for this kind of thing. Plus I'm in hardcore, so it wouldn't be very wise of me to go in there. Instead, I'm going to start a base and start gathering some resources. Anyway, as for the location, I have decided to build my base near the tree dungeon. Anyway, I have built a house and it seems that I've got still some daytime remaining, so I decided to use this time to hunt some wildlife that I hopefully find, like this cow, so I can make myself some leather armor, hopefully. Anyway, the sun is now setting and I've also managed to break my sword, so I'm now going to head back home. I think the hunting session was moderately successful. I've managed to get 9 pieces of leather, so I'm going to craft myself a helmet and some boots. I'll also cook the pork chops that I've got, and then hunt some of the monsters of the night. So I've crafted myself some swords and some armor, and got the pork chops. However, before I go, there are some more things that I can do, which is to craft myself some rocks. The reason why I'm crafting them is because rocks can also be used as ranged weapons. which can be useful this early in game. So let's get started. I would like to hunt some zombies. That's because they drop chainmail, which I can use to make some armor. This one didn't drop anything. Hopefully the next one will. And some skeletons. I would like to also kill some so that I can get some bones and tame myself a wolf. Or not. Seems like they are dealing too much damage, so I'm gonna need to use my rocks. There we go. Hopefully the next one will be a bit easier, or not. It's got some armor, which will protect it. Some better armor than I do have. Yes, is that we got ourselves a music disc, which isn't particularly helpful right now since I can't really play it. I think there's actually an achievement for playing a music disc. Anyway, seems like we are almost dead and my armor is broken, so I think it's time for a strategic retreat. Seems that we are in a rather difficult situation. I'm currently low on health and it's kind of dark outside, so I can't really go outside to get some food because I could potentially get killed. And even if it was day, there is still a chance that I could get killed by a skeleton wearing a helmet. However, I think I fortunately know a solution to the situation, which requires me to craft a composter. Like so, which I will use to get myself some fertilizer. I think I can fertilize the plant, but I can compose the oak saplings. This gives me 14 pieces of fertilizer, which I can use to fertilize this grass. Get myself some seeds. I got some cotton seeds, but I need some wheat seeds. And once I have the seeds, I just till some ground, plant them, and use the fertilizer to fertilize the wheat seeds so that the wheat grows. And with that, I now have 12 pieces of wheat, which I can use to make 4 pieces of bread, which I can use to heal myself finally. As you can see, the outside is still dangerous, so I think I'm going to do some mining instead. I would like to hopefully find some copper. Oh, speak of the devil. The reason why I want to find some copper is because that is the next tool tier in Infdev Plus. You need copper to get iron. Some more coal would also be nice because I'm currently kind of running low. Seems like it is finally day because the mobs are burning, so I think I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get some easy kills. Or just one kill, I guess. Oh, seems that the skeleton went into my house. I guess it was trying to protect itself from the sun. But anyway, now that I've got all of the bones, I'm going to try and tame myself a wolf. Thankfully, I'm in a seasonal forest biome, which is one of the biomes where a wolf spawns. So, yes, now he loves me. And now I can have some more animals. Anyway, I've broken my sword and the sun is setting, which means that the second hunting session is over. This one was more successful than the previous one because I actually managed to get enough leather to craft a full set of armor. Which means that now it's time to another nighttime hunting session, this time with a wolf, so hopefully it will be easier. Anyway, as you can see, my armor is almost gone. I have almost died and my wolf died. So I think I'm going to call it a day once I kill these zombies. As you can see, it's still quite dangerous outside, so I'm going to stay inside. And while I do that, there is one thing that I like to do. One clever trick, which I think should allow me to get some more fertilizer quite easily. And for that I'm going to need to dig out a somewhat large room. There we go. I think this is big enough. And also, as you can see, I've let the grass spread. So now that it is done, I'm going to close up the entrance and get rid of the torches so that there's no light in here. And I'm also going to raise the brightness so you can see better. There we go. And now that it is done, I'm going to show you the trick. So firstly, I'm going to use the fertilizer on grass to... Here you just saw it. Whenever I fertilize the grass, some of the tall grass gets updated and breaks, which gives me seeds. As you can see, I have collected all of the plants that have grown using the fertilizer. So now I'm going to compost them. And as you can see, thanks to this I have managed to get 3 pieces of fertilizer, which is the same amount as I started with. However, I think that the more I do this, the more fertilizer will I get. So I think I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of the night. And it didn't take too long and I already got a stack and a half. So I think I'm going to use it to get myself some more wheat, to get some more bread, and once I'm done I'm going to go caving to get myself some more copper. However, before I go into the caves, there is one more thing that I like to do, which is to make a bed, which I can do right now even without getting iron. And for that I'm gonna need to get myself some more fertilizer, which I can then use to grow the cotton, of course, which I can turn into wool. I forgot that it's 1 cotton per wool block, and I get a bed. And now it is time to head into a cave. However, before I go, there are a few more things that I would like to make for myself. The first being some copper gear, pickaxe, and a sword, bow, some silk, so that I can make myself some ropes. Oh, it's perhaps too many ropes. Oh well. And some torches. And can't forget to craft some armor with the chainmail that I got. And with that I think I'm ready to head out into a cave. If I find any, that is. And it seems like I've managed to find one. So I'll try heading inside. Let's see, is there anything? No. Complete and utter disappointment. Well, that's nice. A zombie just dropped some armor. That's quite useful, and I also managed to stumble upon a cave, which seems to be better than the last one, because it already has copper in on the entrance. That was close. Anyway, let's see what this cave has to offer. Hopefully some iron. And there is some. Hopefully I don't die in the process of mining it. Well, that was close. Almost died in the process. But it seems that I'm now healed up, so I'm going to try to go out. Oh, there is he. There we go, killed him. And now I'm going to quickly try and light up the paths, so that I don't get jumped again. It will be quite unfortunate, and I think I'm gonna block this path for now. And now I can just mine these ores in safety and comfort. Anyway, I think I'm now going to let these raw metals smelt, and while they do, I think I'm going to dig around a bit, because I can definitely hear some zombies nearby. Here they are. I'm gonna try to kill them quickly. And seems like this cave is only a small one. And now it is time to head on. As you can see, I've got myself some more armor and some pickaxes with the iron and copper that I had. And firstly, I'm going to head down this path. As you can see, I've already placed a torch here, because I've tried to explore it a bit. And it seems like there might not be that much here. Yeah. And are there any ores? I think I've only seen some coal. Yeah, only coal it seems. Anyway, with the coal mined out, it is time to continue exploring further. As you can see, here is the path where it came from, and here the cave splits, so I think I'm first going to go up, because I feel like this will be the less dangerous path, and also less interesting path. Alright, it might not be so uninteresting after all. Okay, I guess it is uninteresting. Anyway, I'm going to mine the copper that I saw earlier and then continue the other path. And since I found a dungeon, which is a skeleton one, which is quite dangerous. Unfortunately, they are currently infighting, so I think I've managed to defeat it quite easily, thanks to the infighting. And hopefully this dungeon will have some backpacks. Doesn't have any, unfortunately. So let's see, what do I want to take and what do I want to leave. Anyway, I've left some things which I don't think I currently need. I'm going to grab them later once I have a bit more inventory space. Anyway, after that I had explored the cave, so I decided to find another one, and there is one, so let's see if it's better than the previous one. That one is kind of deep, or steep, so I think I'm gonna go there a bit later. First can I explore the other parts. But this is quite interesting. Seems like there is some suspicious gravel, but unfortunately I don't have any brush. However, I might be able to get one, since I think it's day right now. Reason why I'm interested in this suspicious gravel is because I can get some interesting stuff by brushing it. Anyway, I had managed to get myself a brush by killing an innocent bird, so let's see if I can find some interesting treasure. Diamond, that's quite nice. I need the skull, so I'm gonna leave this here for now. Seems like the patch of suspicious gravel that I found is quite big. It's in fact so big that I broke my brush while trying to brush all of these blocks, so I'm going to return here later. I've also explored some of the branches of the cave, all of the branches of the cave that are here, and found some copper and coal. And when it comes to the suspicious gravel, I got some diamonds, full of efficiency, tungsten scrap, which you get by scrapping dungeon loot, and you can use it to craft dungeon loot, some gold, sapphire, ruby, and a scroll of sharpness. And also, while I've been sort of brushing the gravel, I've also kept hearing zombies, quite a few zombies, so I think there's a dungeon underneath me, so I think I'm gonna explore the cave a bit more. But first I need to get a bit of wood so that I can make torches, because I don't have any anymore. Anyway, I think the dungeon is most likely below me, so that's where I'm gonna head first. And it's also night, so I don't really want to go outside yet. It seems like we are close. I can hear them quite loudly. And here they are. So let's see, I'm gonna make a one block hole. And there we go. Would be nice if I found a backpack in here. It seems like we found one, so I'm gonna store away all of the items that I got. Anyway, this cave still has a lot more to offer, however I don't think I want to explore it right now, so instead I'm just gonna grab the things that I've stored away in the pots, then head back to the first dungeon that I found, and take the remaining stuff from there, and then return home. So, I've managed to return home safely, and I think the first thing that I'm gonna do is place these two skulls in front of my door. Maybe this will scare away the hostile mobs. Well, I don't think it will, but still. It serves to send a message. So, I feel like the episode is quite long enough now. However, before I end it, there is one more thing that I like to do, which is to make a farm. That is because I would like to have some baked potatoes as food. That's because, as it turns out, the sort of processed foods like the cooked food or bread in Infdev Plus give you like effects, some buffs specifically, and the baked potatoes give you resistance. So I think it would be nice to have them in sort of larger amount. And I'm thinking of making the farm rack next to my house on the side. And for that reason I'm gonna enter it from the house. But for that, of course, I'm gonna need to clear away the trees which are here. And I'm gonna need to be careful not to die because it's still night outside. So, hold please while I clear away these trees. Thankfully the night wasn't too eventful, so I managed to clear away the trees and also do a bit of landscaping so that I could start a farm, although I did have a close encounter of the creeper kind, but thankfully my armor protected me. So anyway, let's start placing in the fences. And here is the finished farm. As you can see, I have made it quite big. Perhaps too big considering the amount of crops that I have, but I'd say that's fine since I'll have more in the future and it's better to be prepared for it. After all, it's better to have more food than less food. But anyway, I think I had done enough in this episode, so that will be enough for now, and I'll see you in the next one.